In Season 2, Invincible ruined Angstrom's plans and disfigured him. This was the birth of his immense hatred for Mark. At the end of the season, he tried to kill Mark and his family, but that didn't work. So in Season 3, he came up with a more malicious plan. He brought together evil Invincibles from other dimensions to wreak havoc on a protagonist's dimension in order to ruin his reputation. This is the Invincible War. It's always interesting when a supervillain attacks their superhero's reputation rather than just their physical body or loved ones. Over the course of 2 days, several cities worldwide were destroyed. Out of the 18 Invincibles, 8 are left, but they still have the power to do a lot of damage. But then they turn on Angstrom because he made them a promise and didn't keep up his end of the deal. He sends them off to different dimensions and they're out of the picture. Then Angstrom fights with Mark and is almost defeated, but he escapes. Injured, he asks the technicians to repair him, but then they also turn on him because he didn't keep his end of the promise. And just like that, the Invincible War is over. It started off good, but it was damaged by 2 cop-outs, 2 Deus Ex Machinas. Twice in a row, critical players in Angstrom's plan turn on him because he didn't keep his end of the deal. The first problem is the deals being broken, being what ends the war. In theory, this could work if Angstrom had been established as a person who doesn't keep his promises. That would be the setup for this payoff, but he wasn't. His lack of trustworthiness seemed to conveniently spawn out of nowhere to solve a problem that the heroes couldn't solve on their own. The second problem is that the deals weren't even set up ahead of time. The first time we learn of Angstrom's deal with the Invincibles is the same scene where they betray him for not holding his end. The first time we learn of his deal with the technicians is the same scene where they betray him. The fact that the setup and payoff are in the same scene makes it too convenient. It reads as the writers didn't plan the ending ahead of time, so they retroactively added these deals as a cop-out. The most lenient argument I could find for the setup is Angstrom saying, "Do it and everything will be yours," at the start of the episode, but this is extremely vague. It makes it sound like he was promising that they'll conquer the planet. Later, we learn that this doesn't even line up with what he actually promised. One was promised that Angstrom would help him conquer other dimensions. One was promised that he could take this version's mom with him. So the deal isn't even set up well. The technicians had it worse. We don't even know what deal he proposed with them. They just say that he failed to honor his part of the deal. If these deals were shown ahead of time, at least before the war started, then they could have made the payoffs planned rather than convenient. When I factor in how important the Invincible War was to the story so far, it makes it very disappointing that it was resolved with 2 major conveniences outside of the hero's control.